रात ढलने दीजिए, दिल बदलने दीजिए, कल तलक ये बेवफा सितमगरों का बादशाह सब भूल जाएगा, नफरतें उगाएगा, दूरियां बढ़ाएगा, रोज संविधान के धज्जियां उड़ाएगा. In a cooked up case against me, the CBI is wasting precious time and resources looking for a scarf and lipstick that a friend gifted me. Prior to Modi ji becoming Prime Minister, how often did we hear of an election commissioner not filling their full term? So ever since this government has come in, 2 election commissioners have inexplicably quit before their terms have ended. We've jokingly started calling it the Modi ji Code of Conduct. I do not think that the framers of our constitution ever imagined a scenario where judges would rely on private conversations with God to write judgments. Manipur, an integral part of the Union of India, seems to have a complete breakdown of constitutional machinery. The failure of governance is stark. The Union government under Article 355 of the Constitution is obligated to assist states in the maintenance of law and order. In May 2024, in the Supreme Court, Solicitor General stood up and said the violence is subsiding. Yet, horrifying incidents are happening every day. I petitioned the Supreme Court in the Manipur violence case. Senior Advocate Indira Jaisingh appeared for me. An expert committee was set up. But then after 27 or more hearings, there is no relief, there is no justice yet. Let me start with a short, yet very apt nazm by the poet Dr. Hilal Farid. I trust the truth and the irony in his words will not be lost on anyone. मुबारक घड़ी है, कल सच धज कर, मेकअप रच कर, खूब जच कर, देखो उसका मंच पर आना, किताब संविधान की आंखों से लगाना और फरमाना, मैं शीश को झुकाकर, इस किताब को मन में बसाकर ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ. रात ढलने दीजिए, दिल बदलने दीजिए, कल तलक ये बेवफा सितमगरों का बादशाह सब भूल जाएगा, नफरतें उगाएगा, दूरियां बढ़ाएगा, रोज संविधान के धज्जियां उड़ाएगा. मगर जो आज महफिल सजी है, यही मानती है कि हीरो वही है. मुबारक घड़ी है. The Modi government has consistently sought to erase the distinction between the party and the state by undermining and capturing all the mechanisms that seek executive accountability. It is killing our constitution by 1,000 cuts. I'm going to point out a few of the particularly bloody cuts. In the first test, democracies seek electoral accountability from the political executive. Measures such as electoral manipulation, voter disenfranchisement, biased campaign finance over time give the ruling party an unfair advantage. Voter disenfranchisement has reached epic proportions in India. In the past general elections, as well as in the recent by-polls in many BJP-ruled states, there were widespread, documented, caught on television cameras, caught on mobile phones, instances of voter suppression, from names missing to electoral rolls, by police used to threaten, beat and intimidate voters. We saw it in Rampur, we saw it in Sambal. Entire localities were being forced to stay home. What has this government done? This government willfully defied the spirit of the Supreme Court ruling on the Election Commission's independence by replacing the Chief Justice of India on the selection committee with a government-appointed minister. So you have a 2-to-1 majority. Prior to Modi ji becoming Prime Minister, how often did we hear of an election commissioner not filling their full term? So ever since this government has come in, 2 election commissioners have inexplicably quit before their terms have ended. The 2024 elections saw egregious violations of the Model Code of Conduct by the BJP, and specifically by the Prime Minister, which an eager and compliant commission blatantly ignored. But even the smallest violation by an opposition party saw the ECI taking prompt, stringent action. For free and fair elections, just like justice must not only be done, but must also be seen to be done. So public trust in democracy has to be restored by this election commission. We've jokingly started calling it the Modi ji Code of Conduct. Allow me to turn to a simple instance of what human rights under the rule of law means. The right to bail. The erstwhile outgoing Chief Justice of India waxed eloquent recently about how the right to bail has been granted during his tenure for all. A range of under trials, from A to Arnab to Z for Zubair. His alphabet unfortunately seems abbreviated because it did not include G for Gulfisha Fatima, didn't include H for Hani Babu, didn't include K for Khalid Safi, didn't include S for Sharjul Imam, and U for Umar Khalid, and countless others. The former Chief Justice made it a point to say that the Supreme Court is not meant to act like the political opposition. We in the political opposition don't need the Supreme Court to do our job. We are not asking it to. But what troubles us is that some members of the higher judiciary appear to be doing their best to compromise the independence and integrity of our constitutional courts. I do not think that the framers of our constitution ever imagined a scenario where judges would rely on private conversations with God to write judgments, rather than on objective logic, on reasoning, and on the law and the constitution. The Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, which the ruling party brought in last year when most of the parliamentarians were suspended, they said we are dropping sedition, but you also replaced it with a far more draconian Section 152. There's also something else which we all need to think about. The BNS for the first time adds terrorism as a punishable offense and defines it as an act that intends to threaten the unity, integrity, and security. So the crime of terrorism is no longer anchored in an actual act. It's anchored in an intent or a thought. This means that from now onwards, the parents of disappearing Kashmiris or disappearing Manipuris who are protesting peacefully in a park can be accused of being terrorists. What they do or do not do in that park while they assemble is besides the point. As long as a police officer is convinced that they have the intent to do something, they can be terrorists. This makes terrorism a thought crime. Institutions like the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI have turned into extortionist departments for the government. 14 political parties approached the Supreme Court against the coercive criminal actions of these two agencies. 95% of cases by these two agencies are against opposition politicians. Since 2014, 25 opposition leaders facing corruption have crossed over to the BJP. 23 of them have got reprieves. 3 cases are closed. 20 cases are stalled. In a cooked-up case against me, the CBI is wasting precious time and resources looking for a scarf and lipstick that a friend gifted me. These actions have cost India the first ever human rights violation by the Interparliamentary Union in Geneva, the global body governing all national legislatures. Our constitution is bleeding from 1,000 cuts. Samvidhan khatre mein zarur hai. The need of this hour is to ensure that the idea of India survives in its purest form. This burden is heavier on some of us than on others. The judiciary and the media have a far greater responsibility in protecting our constitution than do normal citizens. History will not be kind to you, your lords and ladyships, if you falter. To every Chief Justice of India, past and present, I say this: yours is not to worry about your personal legacy. Yours is not to take directions from God. Yours is not to have a private family function turned into a televised circus with a political executive. The Constitution is your only God. The Constitution should be the only Atithi who should be in your home as your Deva. Attention-seeking divas do not leave legacies. Upholders and protectors of our basic sovereign rights will only be remembered. सब ताज उछाले जाएंगे, सब तख्त गिराए जाएंगे, बस नाम रहेगा संविधान का. In conclusion, I pay homage to the 17 women of India's Constituent Assembly who laid the path for all of us like me to stand here today. And I would like to remind us of Vijayalakshmi Pandit's words: freedom is not for the timid. Protecting our constitution in these harrowing times requires courage. Let us rise to it. We will succeed. Jai Hind.